So about a month ago, I was looking at my keys and I kind of noticed that I've been carrying the same flashlight on them for literally 4 years. That being the Fenix E05 here. I've had that thing on there since 2016, and not that there's anything wrong with it. There's not. It's still holding up absolutely fine, and it works great, and I've really no reason to replace it. It's proven itself in my carry, but I kind of got to thinking, it's been 4 years. Maybe there's some other options out there. Maybe there's something I'm just not aware of. Maybe there's something better. So what I did was I went ahead and got online and just took a look at, the different flashlights available right now, designed for keychain carry. And what I did is I picked 2 of them and kind of, tried them out. What I ended up taking a look at was another Fenix light. This is the brand new offering from them. It's the E03R, as well as the Lumintop, and it's either the Glow I or the Glowy, not quite sure, but a little Lumintop keychain light. To be honest, I like all of them, but they definitely have their own pros and cons to each. There's different situations, I think, for each of these. So that's why I kind of just wanted to put a comparison video together, kind of going over each of them briefly and how they stack up against one another. If you want to know more about each light individually, I have done a review on each one, so definitely go check those out on my channel if you're curious about any more specific details on each of these lights. Let's start off with this one here, because this is the one that I started with. This is the Fenix E05. Like I said, I've been carrying this on my keys for 4 years now. It's absolutely tough as a tank, works just fine. It's got 3 modes, just twist activation there, and a can tail stand. And yeah, there's really not much to say about it. It takes AAA battery, very basic. There you go. It's got a really good beam too. I want to mention that it does have a good beam. The next one I got was the Lumintop Glowy. This one is also very simple to use, twist activation, just 1 mode though, so that's all you get. I'm not a huge fan of the output and the color temperature of the light itself. It's definitely more of a cool light. I tend to prefer neutral or warm, and it's not that bright. It's only 40 lumens. But that being said, it does have this luminescent cap, which is really cool, and the back end here will pop off, and it's got a magnet, so you can stick this somewhere or stand it on something flat. It doesn't even have to be magnetic, because it will tail stand on that. But just, an interesting little light, very small, probably the smallest out of the ones I have here. And yeah, so that's the Lumintop. And the last one I got is this one right here. This is the Fenix E03R. Fantastic little flashlight. USB-C rechargeable. It's got a couple different modes. It's got really low. It also gets really bright too. Fantastic beam on this. Out of all 3 of these flashlights, this one has the best output, both in terms of power, beam pattern, and color temperature, in my opinion. It also has a red mode, which is cool, that has a blinking beacon ability as well. So that's pretty neat. And that is the Fenix E03R. So big question, right? Am I going to replace the E05 with either the Lumintop or the new Fenix? Well, maybe. It depends. And I think it depends for you as well. So if you're someone who's interested in these flashlights, depending on how exactly you foresee using it, I think will determine which one of these you get. If you want something that's going to be absolutely bomb-proof and you just don't want to worry about it, you just want to throw it on your keys, maybe not even your keys, maybe you're just going to hang it on something that is going to be exposed to a lot of bumps and scratches and stuff along the way, I would say go with the Fenix E05. This thing has absolutely proven itself. It's just a tank of a flashlight, hard to kill. No, you don't get a ton of different modes and stuff like that, and it doesn't have a glowing bit, and it's not magnetic in any capacity. It's really, really bare bones, but it is super tough. So if you're going for durability, I say go with the E05. Now the Lumintop is interesting because out of all 3 of these flashlights, this one just has the worst output. It's a fact. It's not as bright as any of them. It doesn't have the best color temperature. The beam is nice and floody, I'll give it that, but other than that, it's really not that great comparatively to the other options, right? So what does it have going for it? Versatility. I think the magnetic tail, drop the O-ring on that, I'll get it in a sec. This is just great in my opinion. It allows you to go hands-free if there's a metal surface near you. If there's not, you can always just stand it up on something. So this is a really good feature in my mind that still makes this a competitive option. That being said, I would only carry this on my keys if I was going to pair it with a main light, just because the output on this is not that great. It would really have to be strictly a backup light, and really mainly for that magnetic feature. The glowing thing is cool, but it's not enough in my opinion to make it a competitive choice. You're really relying on that magnetic detachability to keep this in the game. So I would definitely have to pair it with a main light that's going to offer better output and more versatility. This is just going to be like, okay, I'm going to have a main light, but I want to have something on my keys strictly as a backup that's going to offer me a little bit of versatility in different situations. Still a good option there. And then we come to the E03R. This one I think is the standout for me because the output and beam pattern and everything else on this is just so good. I do wish it had mode memory, but that's not enough in my opinion to totally discount the light, as it's really not a problem to work through the modes. There's only 3 of them. This thing is super small. It's about the same length as the Lumintop, just a little bit wider. And if you turn it on its side, it's actually a little thinner. So it's super tiny. It's got amazing output for such a little light. That's just hard to beat. So in fact, if you wanted to go with a super minimal EDC, I could see this being your only light. I could see this definitely being a main light. It's definitely powerful enough for that. It's got enough versatility in my mind for that. Obviously, it also serves great as a backup. That's basically what I've been using it as. But there have been days where I didn't feel like carrying a bigger light with me, and I just had this on my keys, and that's all I had. And I felt totally comfortable with that. In fact, I think it would be interesting to see like a pocket clip on this, like a detachable one, not one that's always on it, but like something you could just pop on and have a pocket clip on that, and have like a really micro EDC light. That would be kind of cool in my opinion. But for now, I'm fine with it on my keys, and I think this is just an overall great option. Okay, so if I had none of these, which one would I buy? I would go with the E05 if you prioritize durability above everything else. I would go with the Lumintop if you know you're going to have a dedicated light that is going to provide more output for you, and this is going to be strictly a backup that adds a little bit of versatility to your overall carry. And I would go with the Fenix E03R as just a general excellent keychain light. It can serve as a backup. It can also serve as a main light if you want to. Alright guys, just something really quick for you today. I just kind of wanted to go over these 3 different flashlights and the pros and cons a little bit with you. If you have any ideas on what you want to see me take a look at next, feel free to drop it in the comment section below, and I hope you have a good day.